Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today it's time for my what I read and what I'm going to read video. So this week I had a really good reading week. I read 2 full books and I'm part way through, probably a quarter of the way through a third book, and I'm really excited about the books that I read. So the first book I read this week was Oryx and Crack by Margaret Atwood. I really love Margaret Atwood's books and I hadn't got round to this Mad Adam trilogy yet, so I really wanted to. I read it as part of the BookTube Reading Buddies group and I really enjoyed it. Margaret Atwood's style of writing really suits how I like to read. It's really engaging and really easy to read. So this story is about the snowman, or previously his name was Jimmy, and we learn in flashbacks about his life growing up and his life before some sort of cataclysmic event that has led to where he is now. We believe that he believes he's the only human left alive other than the crackers, who are genetically modified human beings, and you find out more about them in the book, so I don't want to say too much because that would be a spoiler. I feel that this book's main themes are when you can create everything and play God, where do the limits lie? Where do you stop? And I think that's a really interesting theme that comes across in this story. Also, I think it's about, the lengths that people will go to when they think that maybe humanity is beyond saving. I found this story quite uncomfortable in places to read because of how close to certain realities there were. It's definitely a thought-provoking story about our life today, although it's written as a sort of science fiction type story. I think there's a lot of truth in today's society in this book. So I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to read the next 2, and so I gave this one 4 stars. The next book I read, I'm not going to speak too much about because I've done a review video, and that was The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. I received this from Scholastic for an honest review, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really good YA book. It had some really interesting themes and concepts, and a really nice world had been built by Melinda Salisbury, so I really enjoyed it and I gave this one 4 stars as well. And then the book that I'm currently reading, I'm reading as a buddy read with Nicole at Dorkbrain. You should definitely check her channel out, she's brilliant. I love watching her videos and I'm really enjoying this buddy read. It's an author I've wanted to read but haven't read, and I keep hearing people talk about Mercy from Mercy's Bookish Musings. Always talks about this author and has actually done like an author exploration, which I definitely suggest you check out because it really piqued my interest to try, and it is Sarah Waters' Fingersmith. So this is my first Sarah Waters, and it definitely, already I can tell you, won't be my last. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and in fact, a bit of a spoiler for my next haul, I've just found another one of her books at my local charity shop and picked it up because I couldn't help myself, and I'm just really enjoying this. We're following the main character Sue. It's about a con she gets involved in, and there's some romance. I believe there's possibly going to be some lesbian themes in there, but I'm just really enjoying the ride and not knowing much about it. I know that Fingersmith was made into a 2-part period drama, and I have already downloaded that on iTunes so that when I finish watching this I can watch that too, because I'm loving it so far. I'm a quarter of the way through and it's a slower read, but I don't think that matters for me because there's enough going on to keep me interested. I'm really enjoying this, so more thoughts on this at end of next week. And now for the books that I'm thinking of reading next week. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have pictures because I'm recording this on my iPad today, and these are all on my Kindle, I think. So I've got quite a few books to get through. There is The Haunting of Sunshine Girl, which is a book I've got on my Kindle from NetGalley. Half Bad and Half Wild, which I really want to read. I think they're Sally Green, because I'm going next week to a talk given by her, and I'd really like to have read them before, so fingers crossed I can get through at least Half Bad, but I'm hoping to read Half Wild as well. The Infinite by Laurie M. Lee, which is the sequel to Gates of Thread and Stone, which I absolutely loved, and I will be doing a full review on both of those books once I've finished The Infinite, because it's a really underrated series. I love it. I'm also going to be getting around to reading All the Bright Places, and I'm reading that with Books Geek Movie Freak, and we're starting that on the 21st, so I'm looking forward to that. and then I'll just have to see how I get on. I'm not sure I'm going to get through all of those. I think Half Bad and Half Wild might be my priority, as well as All the Bright Places, because I'm reading it as a buddy read, and then we'll just see where the mood takes me. But those are the books I'm thinking of reading next week. What have you been reading? What are you thinking of reading? Have you read any of these? Let me know your thoughts as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.